Lil Meech just pulled a strap on 50 Cent after finding out that the man who helped launch his Hollywood career allegedly tried to have his father, Big Meech, killed behind bars. And now the entire BMF legacy is hanging by a thread. What started as a partnership rooted in loyalty and storytelling has exploded into one of the most shocking betrayals in hip-hop history. Here's what went down, how it all unraveled, and why the streets and the industry may never be the same again. Now, let's start from the beginning, because this story doesn't just begin with a confrontation. It begins with a bond, a business deal, and a legacy that was supposed to stay in the hands of the family. 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, the mastermind behind the BMF series, once vowed to tell the real story of the Black Mafia family. A tale rooted in loyalty, money, power, and betrayal. And Lil Meech, Demetrius Flannery Jr., was the centerpiece. He was chosen to play his father in the series, handpicked by 50 Cent himself. That's more than just casting. It's a blessing, a passing of the torch. But behind closed doors, not everything was as genuine as it seemed. Because while the cameras rolled and while the world tuned in to watch BMF on Stars, something darker was brewing on the other side of the fence, in the real world behind the prison walls, where Big Meech sat locked up, watching everything unfold. At first, the partnership looked solid. Lil Meech was learning the ropes. 50 was mentoring him, and the series was gaining massive popularity. But whispers started leaking from the inside. Whispers that Big Meech wasn't happy with the direction the series was taking, and more importantly, that he wasn't getting his fair cut. There were rumors of phone calls, notes passed through lawyers, even secret meetings between Meech's inner circle and 50's team. And then came the silence. All of a sudden, communication between Big Meech and 50 Cent went dark. At the time, no one thought much of it. But looking back now, that was the first red flag. Because here's where it gets real. In late February 2025, an inmate, whose name is still being kept under wraps for security reasons, allegedly told prison officials that Big Meech was a target of a planned hit. A hit that was supposed to look like an inmate altercation, but was in fact a paid-off move by someone with deep pockets and powerful connections. The attempt never went through, thanks to a random cell block lockdown that interrupted everything. But the word spread like wildfire inside the prison. And guess whose name was whispered in those walls? 50 Cent. At first, it sounded insane. Why would 50 Cent, a man who had publicly honored Big Meech, even consider doing something so reckless? But as more details emerged, a disturbing motive came to light: control. Sources close to the BMF production revealed that Big Meech had been pushing back against how he was being portrayed in the show. He wanted changes. He wanted to have a say in the narrative. And 50 wasn't having it. Tensions reportedly escalated to the point where lawyers were involved. There were threats of pulling the plug on certain seasons. Money was on the line. Image was on the line. And to a man like 50 Cent, who's built an empire by controlling every aspect of his brand, that kind of challenge could have been seen as a liability. Maybe even a threat worth silencing. Lil Meech had no idea any of this was going on. He was busy grinding, working on the next season of BMF, doing press tours, and living out the dream that was supposed to honor his father's name. But the truth doesn't stay buried forever. In March 2025, Lil Meech reportedly received a call from someone tied to his father's legal team, someone who had seen documents, heard prison intel, and knew what had almost gone down. The message was simple: watch your back. 50 ain't who you think he is. At first, Lil Meech didn't believe it. He refused to. This was the man who put him on. But when he confronted one of 50 Cent's longtime producers, off the record, the man couldn't even look him in the eyes. That was the second red flag. Then came the real evidence. Lil Meech obtained prison correspondence that allegedly detailed an internal investigation into the attempted hit on his father. And while the prison never officially confirmed 50 Cent's involvement, the documents reportedly mentioned a media mogul with business ties to the inmate's family. That was the final straw. Lil Meech was furious. Not just furious, betrayed, heartbroken, ready to explode. This wasn't about money anymore. This wasn't about a TV show. This was about blood. About the man who raised him being targeted in a place where he couldn't even defend himself. And so, Lil Meech did what most wouldn't. He pulled up, On April 5th, 2025, in a private parking lot near a Los Angeles film studio, Lil Meech allegedly confronted 50 Cent face-to-face. Witnesses say it wasn't just an argument. It was a full-blown standoff. Lil Meech came with a strap tucked under his hoodie, and the energy was volatile. He reportedly looked 50 dead in the eyes and said, "You tried to take out my pops. You thought I wouldn't find out." 50 Cent, known for being cool under pressure, reportedly didn't flinch. But there was tension in the air so thick it felt like something out of a movie. Security got involved, and the situation didn't escalate further. But by then, the damage was done. The trust was broken. The partnership was shattered. And the truth was out. In the aftermath, neither party made a public statement, at least not directly. But social media lit up. 50 Cent posted a cryptic message on Instagram. "Loyalty is a myth. Play your part or get played." Fans didn't know what to make of it until Lil Meech followed up with a since-deleted tweet that read, "You're not my OG. You're the enemy now." Behind the scenes, everything has gone nuclear. BMF production is reportedly on pause. Contracts are being reevaluated. Lil Meech is distancing himself from stars